Stop searching for the one. The very act of searching confirms your belief that the person is missing. As long as you are searching, you are in a state of lack. You have been taught that love is a game of chance or a stroke of luck, but you are not a victim of chance. You are an architect of divine order. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that there is a divine pattern for your life, a perfect alignment that cannot be blocked, delayed, or stolen. If you are struggling in love, it is because you are trying to force a human outcome instead of allowing a divine one. Tonight, we are not trying to manifest a partner. We are dismantling the subconscious patterns that prevent your divine match from reaching you. We are shifting your identity from the seeker to the magnet. Lower the volume, let your body grow heavy, and prepare your subconscious to receive the order. Tonight, your love life is being rearranged. Manifest Wealth Wisdom is devoted to the timeless teachings of the world's most powerful manifestation voices. We bridge the gap where ancient spiritual wisdom meets modern subconscious reprogramming. Whether you are seeking financial abundance or your divine match, this channel provides the structured study you need to master the game of life. In this session, we move beyond the human struggle of dating and the anxiety of finding a partner. You are here because you have realized that your love life is not a matter of luck, but a matter of divine law. We are not manifesting a person. We are anchoring your identity in the divine blueprint. When you align your spoken word with your divine pattern, you stop searching and start attracting. Tonight, you are issuing a decree that your subconscious will carry out while you sleep. You have been told that love is a hunt. You have been told that you must signal your availability, your beauty, your worth, and your readiness to the world. You have been told to scan the horizon, to analyze the people you meet, and to calculate the probability of a match. But what if the very act of hunting is what scares the prey away? What if your desire for love is the exact energetic frequency that ensures its absence? Tonight, we peel back the veil on a spiritual law that most people spend a lifetime ignoring: the law of non-attachment. If you are tired of the cycle of almost, if you are weary of the phantom pains of loneliness, listen closely. We are not going to teach you how to get love. We are going to teach you how to become it. The fundamental error of the human experience is the belief that manifestation is a process of acquisition, that you must go out into the world and gather things, people, and circumstances that you currently do not possess. In the realm of spiritual law, this is an inversion of the truth. When you focus on wanting, you are broadcasting a signal that says, "I do not have." The universe is not a merchant that listens to your complaints or your pleas for supply. It is a mirror that reflects your dominant state of consciousness. If your state of consciousness is defined by want, the universe reflects want back to you. It gives you more of the seeking, more of the empty chair, more of the longing. You are not manifesting a person. You are manifesting the feeling of not having a person. You are subconsciously telling your mind that you are incomplete and that your completion depends on an external variable, another human being. But the laws of creation are precise. That which you push away with your desperation is precisely what you are trying to pull toward you. By wanting, You are placing love on a pedestal and standing beneath it, looking up. You are acknowledging it as something superior, something distant, and something you must work to earn. The ego loves to hunt because the hunt keeps you occupied. It gives you a sense of purpose. I am looking for my soulmate. But in that hunt, you are closed off. Your intuition is muffled by your anxiety. You overlook the right opportunities because you are too busy looking for the wrong ones, or because you are too focused on the pressure of the outcome. You become rigid, you become needy, and neediness is a spiritual vibration that repels the very freedom that love requires. To shift from a desperate seeker to a divine magnet, you must perform an internal revolution. You must stop looking for a partner and start looking at your own identity. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that your word is your wand. If your word is, "I am lonely," your reality will be loneliness. If your word is, "I am waiting for my true love," your reality will be an eternal state of waiting. You must change your decree. You must move from the stance of a beggar to the stance of a sovereign. Being a divine magnet means you recognize that your soul is already whole. You are not two halves of a person searching for another half to make a whole. You are a complete divine being who is expanding. When you embody the feeling of fulfillment, when you live as if the divine order has already provided your match, the universe has no choice but to manifest the physical evidence of that truth. This is not a mental game. It is a spiritual surrender. You must stop trying to manage the how or the when. When you are truly non-attached, you are not indifferent. You are secure. You are so secure in your identity as a child of the divine that you know that if someone is for you, they cannot be kept from you, and if they are not for you, they cannot be forced to stay. Non-attachment is the art of holding the vision while releasing the grip. It is the ability to say, "I love my life. I love my own company. I am full, and I am ready for an overflow." This overflow is the only state in which love can thrive. When you are full, you do not need someone to fill you. You invite someone to share in your fullness. You do not seek someone to complete you. You attract someone who is a witness to your completeness. As you drift towards sleep, I want you to feel this truth. The person you are waiting for is not out there somewhere hiding from you. They are part of the same divine pattern that created you. They are governed by the same law. They are moving toward you with the same inevitability that the tide moves toward the shore. Your job is not to chase the tide. Your job is to stand on the shore and be present. You are a magnet. You are not a seeker. The law is working even as you sleep. The patterns are shifting. The wrong attachments are falling away, and the right ones are being drawn to your orbit by the gravity of your own fulfilled consciousness. Rest now. You have done the work. The decree is set. But here is the danger. Tomorrow morning, your conscious mind will wake up. It will look at your empty bed, your quiet phone, and your familiar routine, and it will try to convince you that nothing has changed. Your ego will point at the physical world and say, "Look, you are still alone. Your decree was a fantasy." This is the point where most people lose their manifestation. They see the absence of evidence and assume the law has failed. They succumb to the doubt that they have somehow missed the mark. or that the divine has forgotten them. They look for love in the wrong places because they are still trying to build their life on the shaky foundation of hope rather than the solid ground of fact. You are currently suffering from a lack of architecture. You have the desire and you have the decree, but you do not yet see the structure of your own reality. If you do not understand the divine blueprint, the specific, unchangeable pattern that governs your life, you will continue to be swayed by every wind of circumstance. You will continue to settle for karmic connections because you will mistakenly believe they are the only options available to you. You are currently trying to live in a house that was not built for you. It is time to stop settling for the chaos of the wrong person and start recognizing the blueprint of the right one. In the next chapter, we will dismantle the illusion that your love life is a game of chance. We will move into the architecture of your soul, where the divine pattern already exists, waiting for you to simply step into it. Prepare your mind. We are moving from the law of non-attachment to the principle of the divine blueprint. Have you ever noticed that you can walk into a room full of people, yet feel entirely unseen? Or perhaps you've been in a relationship that looked perfect on the surface, yet felt like a hollow shell, a cold, mechanical arrangement that left your soul starving for substance. We often blame our loneliness on timing, on bad luck, or on a shrinking dating pool. But what if the reason you keep encountering the wrong people is because you are currently playing the part of someone you are not? What if you are so busy trying to fit into the blueprints of other people's lives that you have completely forgotten the architecture of your own? Tonight, we stop looking for the one and start looking at the pattern. Your struggle isn't a result of a lack of options. It is a result of a lack of alignment. Florence Scovel Shinn, the great teacher of metaphysical law, famously declared, "There is a divine pattern for everyone." This is perhaps the most liberating, grounding, and authoritative concept in the study of spiritual law. It posits that you are not an accident of biology, nor are you a victim of random societal tides. You are a purposeful expression of the divine. Because you are a unique, purposeful expression, there is a specific divine pattern for your life, a blueprint of health, wealth, prosperity, and yes, companionship that is uniquely tailored to the frequency of your soul. Think of it this way: nature does not make mistakes. The seed of the lily does not strive to become a rose. It carries the blueprint of the lily within its very DNA. It fulfills its pattern with total ease, without struggle, without comparing itself to the oak or the willow. Your life is no different. There is a specific quality of connection, a specific level of partnership, and a specific depth of love that belongs to your divine pattern. When you operate within this pattern, life becomes a series of divine appointments. You don't have to chase. You are met. You don't have to convince someone of your worth. You are recognized. The reason we feel so much friction in our lives, the reason we feel like we are constantly swimming upstream, is that we have attempted to force ourselves into patterns that were never designed for us. We see a karmic connection, a relationship characterized by drama, ego battles, or a desperate attempt to fix one another. And because we are afraid of being alone, we mistake that intense friction for passion or fate. But friction is not fate. Friction is a signal of misalignment. The goal, refusing to settle. The goal of this teaching is to move you out of the cycle of settling. Why do we settle? We settle because we believe the lie of scarcity. We believe that if we release the person who drains our spirit, the person who doesn't respect our boundaries, or the person who is simply not it, that there is no one else waiting to fill the space. We fear the vacuum. But in the eyes of the law, the vacuum is a prerequisite for manifestation. To settle for a wrong connection is to commit an act of spiritual betrayal against yourself. Every moment you spend trying to make the wrong person fit your life is a moment you are not available to the right one. It is a moment where you are actively saying to the universe, I do not believe there is a divine pattern for me. I will take whatever I can get. This stops tonight. You must recognize that a karmic connection is often a lesson disguised as a partner. It is a reflection of an unresolved pattern within you, a lack of self-worth, a fear of abandonment, or an addiction to the chase. When you stop settling, you are not just walking away from a person. You are walking away from the version of yourself that believed it was unworthy of the divine pattern. Understand this clearly. The right partner will not require you to diminish your light. They will not ask you to sacrifice your peace. They will not make you feel like you are too much or not enough. The divine pattern is marked by ease. If you find yourself constantly navigating chaos, trying to decode mixed signals, or feeling like you are perpetually walking on eggshells, you are not in a relationship. You are in a struggle, and you have the authority to end that struggle immediately. As you listen to these words, realize that you are being called back to your center. You are being asked to relinquish your addiction to the almost. By saying no to that which is beneath your divine pattern, you are sending a thunderous decree to the universe that you are ready for the yes that belongs to you. Do not be afraid of the space that opens up when you walk away from the wrong. That space is not a void. It is the sanctuary where your divine match is being prepared. It is the clearing in the forest where the path to your true pattern begins. You are a magnet. You are not a seeker. The law is working even as you sleep. The patterns are shifting. The wrong attachments are falling away, and the right ones are being drawn to your orbit by the gravity of your own fulfilled consciousness. Divine order is taking over from here. You are no longer a participant in the frantic chaos of the world. You are a steady, deliberate observer of your own unfolding divine blueprint. Let the world scramble for shallow connections. You will wait for the divine alignment. Let the world chase shadows and ghosts. You will wait for the substance of your soul. You are whole. You are capable. And you are destined for a love that matches the frequency of your own divine identity. But there is one final hurdle. You have cleared the path, and you have identified your pattern. Yet you may find that your mind still whispers the old doubts. You may find that when the silence of the night settles in, your subconscious still tries to pull you back into the orbit of the wrong person or the old loneliness. Why does the mind do this? Because it is addicted to the rhythm of your past decrees. You have spent years speaking lack into existence. And now, even as you seek the truth, your subconscious mind is still running the old scripts. You are like a person trying to navigate to a new destination, while the old map is still taped to the dashboard. You see the blueprint, but you haven't yet mastered the language of the blueprint. If you do not change your decree, you will continue to attract the echo of your past. To truly anchor yourself in this new reality, you must move from understanding the law to wielding the law. You must align your tongue with your truth. You must speak into the silence of your subconscious until the old map is burned away. And this leads us to the most powerful tool you possess, the spoken word. You have seen the blueprint. You have felt the weight of your own worthiness. But have you ever noticed how, just as you feel you've turned a corner, a stray thought, a lingering memory, or a sudden wave of doubt pulls you right back into the current? It is as if you are trying to write a new masterpiece on a canvas that is still covered in the ink of your past. You have the vision, but your voice is still vibrating with the frequency of your old disappointments. Why does the old you scream so much louder than the new you? It is because the subconscious mind does not care about what you want. It cares about what you repeat. You are not just a person thinking a thought. You are a living, breathing incantation. And tonight, we are going to change the spell. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that the spoken word is the bridge between the metaphysical and the physical. She famously wrote, "Your word is your wand." This is not a metaphor. It is a law of spiritual physics. The word is the vibration that shapes the ether. When you speak, you are not merely moving air through your vocal cords. You are setting a frequency into the invisible substance of reality. Most people treat their speech as a byproduct of their circumstances. They say, "I am lonely," because they feel lonely. They say, "I never meet anyone worth my time," because that has been their past experience. They are using their word to report on the state of their imprisonment. But the master of the law uses their word to create their liberation. To use the spoken word correctly, you must stop being a reporter of your reality and start being the director of your destiny. In this sleep programming phase, we are moving beyond the intellectual ego. We are addressing the subconscious, that deep, receptive reservoir of your being that remains awake even when your conscious mind is dormant. Your subconscious mind is literal. It does not argue. It does not judge. It accepts the decree that you repeat with the greatest conviction. If you repeat, "I am always let down," the subconscious works day and night to justify that statement. It filters your perception, so you only notice the people who will let you down. It ignores the people who could love you because they don't fit the script you have written. To clear the path for your divine match, you must begin to speak as if the reality you desire is already finished. This is the essence of the law of assumption. You are not manifesting love as a future event. You are declaring love as a present truth. The goal of these affirmations is to dismantle your seeker identity and solidify your already matched identity. When you repeat these decrees, do not do so with the hope that they will become true. Do them with the knowing that they are true, and you are simply aligning your vibration to the reality that has always existed. As we move into these decrees, let them sink into your cells. Let them bypass your critical mind. You are not trying to convince the universe. You are convincing yourself. I am the divine match I seek, and therefore my match is already found. I release the need to search, for the law is already at work. My divine pattern is fixed. It cannot be broken, it cannot be delayed, and it cannot be missed. I am the magnet of my own divine love. Every word I speak is a command to the universe to manifest the truth of my fulfillment. I am no longer a seeker. I am the presence of love itself. I am settled in the knowing that my person is moving toward me with the precision of divine timing. I am at peace with the process. I am at home in my own skin. I am already in the arms of the truth. I am loved, I am chosen, and I am aligned with the highest expression of my own divine blueprint. The past is a closed door. The present is a wide open gateway. I speak my world into existence, and my word is law. You feel that, don't you? That shift in your chest, that quiet, unshakable steadiness. You have begun to rewrite the script. You have declared your identity, and the subconscious has begun to take the dictation. But here is the danger that lies ahead. Tomorrow morning, you will wake up in a world that hasn't changed yet. The physical world is slow. It has a lag time. You will wake up, you will look at your phone, you will look at your calendar, and your eyes will try to betray the work you've done tonight. Your senses will try to convince you that nothing has changed, that you are still the same person in the same situation. If you allow your physical senses to dictate your reality, you will dissolve the very foundation you just built. How do you survive the bridge of incidents? How do you maintain the posture of the sovereign when the world shows you a reality that contradicts your decree? How do you keep the faith when the evidence is still missing? This is the final and most critical hurdle of your training. We have the word, we have the blueprint, but now we must master the internal environment, the art of surrender, and the secret of remaining undisturbed. In Part 4, we will learn how to remain the calm center in the middle of a shifting reality. We will learn how to protect your manifestation from the interference of your own doubt and the skepticism of others. Prepare yourself, for the final piece of the puzzle is about to fall into place. You have spoken the words, you have clarified the blueprint, you have shifted your identity from seeker to magnet, and yet there is a subtle, almost imperceptible tremor that remains. It is that quiet, what if? The restless itch of the human heart that wants to know when the fruit will ripen. You have done the work, but now you face the final test of the mystic, the art of letting go. We live in a world that worships effort, a world that tells us if we aren't sweating, we aren't succeeding. But in the spiritual world, the greatest work is done in the stillness of total surrender. Have you ever wondered why the more you try to make love appear, the further it seems to retreat? It is because surrender is not weakness. It is the ultimate act of authority. Tonight, we cease the internal labor. We move from the fever of the mind into the calm, cool waters of divine order. The feeling of it is done. Florence Scovel Shinn often spoke of the divine indifference, not an indifference of heart, but an indifference of fear. To surrender to divine order is to recognize that the universe is not a chaotic machine you must supervise, but a perfect intelligent system that is already moving toward your highest good. When Shinn said, "It is done," she wasn't expressing a wish. She was stating a completed fact. The intellectual mind loves to obsess over the process. It wants to know the logistics. Where will they meet me? How will our paths cross? What if I miss the signal? This obsession is the mental noise that keeps the manifestation in the realm of the abstract. To move from the intellectual understanding into the feeling of "it is done," you must realize that in the eyes of the divine, time is an illusion. The divine does not experience waiting. The divine only experiences being. To surrender is to stop supervising the universe. Imagine you have planted a seed in a vast, dark field. You do not dig the soil up every hour to see if the roots have taken hold. You trust the intelligence within the seed. You trust the rain, the soil, and the sun. Your only job is to provide the environment of trust. Your work is simply to remain in a state of gratitude and openness, allowing the manifestation to unfold without your interference. When you truly surrender to divine order, you feel a profound sense of relief. The weight of the world lifts from your shoulders because you realize you are not carrying it alone. You are merely the vessel through which the divine pattern flows. The feeling of it being done is a sensation of quiet completion. It is the absence of anxiety. It is the stillness of a lake before the sun rises, full of potential, undisturbed by the ripples of doubt. Tonight, our goal is to anchor this feeling of completion into the subconscious. As you drift into the delta state, your critical mind, the part of you that judges, questions, and fears, will step aside. In this state, we will imprint the feeling of "it is done" directly onto your spirit. We are not going to force anything tonight. We are going to allow. You are not going to manifest love. You are going to inhabit the frequency of a person who is already in a perfect, harmonious relationship. You will feel the warmth of the presence you have been seeking. You will feel the ease of a love that requires no struggle. You will feel the certainty that you are safe, that you are chosen, and that the divine order is currently arranging every coincidence, every phone call, and every encounter to bring you exactly where you need to be. Surrender is the highest form of trust. It is saying, I am the architect, but the universe is the builder. Let the builder work. Let the divine order rearrange the furniture of your life while you rest. The struggle is over. The search is closed. The match is already made in the ethers. As you breathe, let the word "done" become your mantra. Not coming, not maybe, not someday. Simply done. You feel the peace settling in. The blueprint is clear, the decree is set, and the surrender is complete. But the human mind is a creature of habit. It has spent years, perhaps decades, training itself to worry, to question, and to look for problems where none exist. You may wake up tomorrow and find that your mind, out of habit, wants to return to the old scarcity program. It may try to tell you that this feeling of peace is just a dream, and that the real world, the world of struggle, is waiting for you outside your door. This is the final danger, the loss of momentum. If you allow your mind to drift back into the old, worn-out paths of fear, you will delay the physical evidence you desire. You need to keep your atmosphere saturated in the wisdom of those who have mastered these laws before you. You cannot walk this path alone. You need to keep your mind anchored in the teachings of the masters until the new way of thinking is as natural as breathing. How do you stay in this state of divine order when the world tries to pull you back into the chaos? You need a constant stream of truth. You need to immerse yourself in the lectures that keep your frequency high, your mind sharp, and your heart in alignment. I have curated a sacred library for you, a complete playlist of the most powerful Florence Scovel Shinn teachings designed specifically to keep your subconscious aligned with your divine pattern. These are not just videos, they are your daily bread, your mental medicine, and your spiritual compass. Do not let the momentum fade. Do not let the world dim your light. Click on the video now appearing on your screen to enter the Florence Scovel Shinn Divine Order collection. Continue your study, keep your decree, and watch as your physical world begins to bend to the reality you have claimed tonight. Your study continues here. Click now and let the wisdom lead the way.